Greetings, redheads. Greetings, redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Reds View. Of course, I am your gracious host, Jay Red. And man, sorry I'm a little late. Sorry, I'm just a little bit late. Well, usually I do 8:30. I scheduled it for 9, but man, I've been had to come home, get some stuff done. Came from the gym, had to get my workout on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here. A little late, but I'm here. All right. Let me get my sip of water because we got some stuff to talk about, Redhead. Hopefully, everybody is having a good week so far. I know it's only Tuesday. Thanksgiving is next week, actually. November just got here, too, by the way. November just got here. So Thanksgiving will be next week. And then in a couple of weeks, it's going to be my birthday. So I'm excited about it. I'm going to take a trip. So I won't do a show that week, but that's the week after next, so don't worry about it. But anyway, man, thank you again, everybody, for joining me. If you have not already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, which is youtube.com/RedsView. It is right there. Right there, you see it going across. That beautiful Reds View. Also, man, make sure that you hit that like button. You can hit the like button or you can hit the dislike button. It is all good, just as long as we get some type of interaction. All right, we need that interaction. That also helps out the algorithm, ladies and gentlemen. If you want these episodes to get more notoriety, to get more out there, then you need to make sure you hit that share button. Also hit the like button or the dislike button. All right, man. So without any further ado, man, let's go ahead and get into it hot off the press. This episode is called The Destruction of Will Smith. The destruction of Will Smith. Now, you can call it the decline of Will Smith or however you want to call it, but this is the destruction. And if you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever, I said, and I'm quoting, paraphrasing, but quoting Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin appeared on Vlad TV some years ago, and he said that no black man in Hollywood walks away squeaky clean. No black man in Hollywood walks away squeaky clean. Now, I'm not saying that Will Smith is trying to leave Hollywood. What I'm saying is that the top stars, the black top stars in Hollywood, really in the entertainment industry, but more than likely the top stars in Hollywood, the squeaky clean thing, like if you do everything that you're supposed to do, by the book, do what they want you to do, something always happens. You get allegations. You get a bad representation of you. Something crazy will happen to you. And for someone like Will Smith, who played the game the right way, that he played the roles that they wanted him to play, all that stuff, it's a decline. Now, I know, of course, the Oscar thing happened and all this stuff, but what are you talking about, J Red? What has been going on? So unless you've been hiding under a rock, as I always say, let me show you what's hot in the press right now. Now, these are all allegations. All right, these are all allegations. As you can see right here, it says Will Smith once had sex with actor Duane Martin, claims ex-assistant bent over. Allegations. These are all allegations. All right. Allegedly, Will Smith has been involved with fellow actor Duane Martin. Now, these rumors have been floating around for some years now. In case anybody's been hiding under a rock, we've been heard about this. We've heard about the allegations of Will Smith, engaging in homosexual activity. We've been heard that. All right. So it's nothing new here to hear about this particular situation, but this is the first time we've heard someone close to Will come out and say it. All right. So let me play you the graphic details of what happened. Now, this is fair use, by the way. Listen to this.
Everybody wanted, and Will needed that validation to have that type of woman.
You saw her say that Will Smith had a small dick?
Oh, I am saying to you, if a woman is used to something the size of a baby leg and you come in with a pinky toe, there's nothing you can do to please her. You can buy her 80 cars, you can get her 80 private jet. If she's itching for that baby leg, she want that baby leg. You can beat a person so much that they fall into submission.
And who needs enemies when they got friends like you?
Well, I could tell you what goes on the inside. Everybody else is just speculation. Jada was the one that every.
All right, so he said, I can tell you what's going on the inside. Everything else is speculation. This is Bilal. I think that's how you pronounce his name. This is Will Smith's former assistant. He's on Tasha K, and you know that's where all the tea spills. But let me keep going. This is get your ears ready. Get your ears ready because this is when it kind of gets a little graphic. Fair use, by the way. All allegations. Listen.
So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, what? But I see his car there. I'm like, where's this guy at? So now I'm holding Duane down too. So I have the keys to his dressing room. So I'm like, yo, and they're calling I'm on walkie-talkie and they calling my cell phone. Yo, we need to get Will here. I'm like, yo, kind of fuck down. Like I'm trying to find this. Like this is unlike him, right? So all right, I open the door to Duane's dressing room, and that's when I see Duane and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Duane was standing up, killing him. Murder. There was murder in there.
All right, that's enough. That's all I can share. That's all I can share, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. So you heard it right there. You heard it right there, man. Again, his name is Bilal. That's Will Smith's former assistant. Said that he had the keys to Duane's dressing room and walked in and saw some bussy action going on. Now, I'm not here to judge anybody. Figuratively speaking, if that's what floats Will Smith's boat, man, do your thing, you know. But these are all allegations. I'm not doing this show to beat up on Will Smith because I feel like he's been beaten up on a lot already. This whole Jada Pinkett thing, like ever since 2020, I think that's when the year happened, when the information got leaked that August Alsina was sleeping with Jada and all this other stuff, right? The whole entanglement thing. You've been seeing Will Smith heavily embarrassed in the media repeatedly. Hold on, man. Let me fix my light real quick. Hold on. Just a second. Brighten that up a little bit. All right. I think that's a little better. All right, but you've been seeing this man repeatedly get embarrassed, man, since 2020. You said Cap, Laker for life. You say it's Cap? You say it's Cap. You don't believe all the allegations, huh? All right, so he's been on a constant scrutiny campaign, and it's coming from his wife. Now it's coming from his former assistant. So the thing is, like Laker for life said, now this is seems kind of odd. All right, so you always hear about the messy, the drama, all this other stuff with somebody who formerly used to work with someone. My question is, why doesn't he work for Will Smith anymore? Did he get fired? Whatever, right? Also, he's appearing on Tasha K. Now, Tasha K is known for being a liar, right? Tasha K is getting sued by Cardi B. Well, she already got sued by Cardi B. Cardi B won the case, and Tasha K owes her some bread, a lot of bread. Still hadn't paid her. So the fact that this man goes to Tasha K out of all people, I don't know if that is valid or not. You know what I'm saying? But so that's my first thing. I don't know if that is true. Like, it just seems kind of fishy that he's just going in and giving these graphic details, and like, what benefit? Like, why do you need to put that out about Will? You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's true, why feel the need to put that out there with somebody you were formerly close to? Like, my thing, I got so many questions about this. Why now? Why are you talking about this now? How will it benefit you? And why, if you were close to him, would you do somebody like that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you put his business out like that? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? GOAT 816. Shout out to you, player. Thank you for joining me, man. I'm always gonna give y'all shout outs. But my thing is, first, why put it out? Why put that out? If you were supposed to be close to him and everything like that, why now? How will it benefit us to know what goes on in Will Smith's bedroom or dressing room? You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't gonna lie, the details are it's too much for me. It was too much for my ears. I heard it and I was just like, really? And the fact that he was using words like murder. Let me tell you something. When he said murder in Will Smith, that took me out. I was like, I didn't even want to think about it. Like, he was describing it, and then the music sounded like very dramatic. I was like, what the hell am I listening to? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to beat up on Will Smith. This isn't talking shit about Will Smith. Let's just say that it is true. Let's say, figuratively speaking, this is true. What does that have to do with us? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to know about that. There's no reason we should know about that. There was no reason we should have known about the entanglement. You know what I'm saying? But Will Smith and Duane Martin, if it did happen, it did happen. But my thing is, if it didn't, Tasha K better lawyer up, and that dude better lawyer up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? No matter what goes on in someone else's bedroom, that ain't right, regardless. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing is, I wonder, what has Will Smith done to deserve all of this scrutiny coming his way? What has he done? This was before the Oscar slap. Like, why all of a sudden did Jada start embarrassing him? Because this has been going on for years. Why did Jada start embarrassing him? Like, every month, this woman has something to say about him. You know what I'm saying? So he got to deal with that coming from his wife. And I'm thinking about Will Smith as a human being. This is a man who is legendary in rap. He's the first rapper to win a Grammy with DJ Jazzy Jeff. He was on a legendary sitcom, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He helped shift the culture with wearing urban attire, you know what I'm saying, with the J's and stuff, all on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know what I'm saying? Then he transitioned to Hollywood and did remarkable in Hollywood, blockbusters, back to back. He made history in the box office. So I'm looking at him. Will Smith is a high caliber act, entertainer, rapper, performer, actor. So as him being this superstar for Black culture, I just find it messed up that his demise is coming from people that's close to him. You know what I'm saying? But also, it's like, why now? Did he piss somebody off? I know he did the Oscar slap. Is this the punishment from the Oscar slap to just have people talking about him left and right? Now his wife, Jada, got the book out, all embarrassing him, talking about Tupac and all this other stuff. Now, I ain't even read Jada's book, but I read Will's book. Will's book is pretty good. But where is all this coming from? Did he piss somebody off? I really want to know. Did he do something? Derek, man, what up, Derek? Shout out. I think this Derek, it says Derek LaFleur. So hopefully this is my A1 since day one, Derek Foster. Oh, I ain't gonna put your name out. My bad, I already did. But you said Bilal's dirty. He should have never said that, but I feel sorry for Will. Yeah, he can't, man. He cannot catch a break. And that's what I'm looking at, man. I'm like, how much pain does he have to endure getting bashed like this? Like, what did he do outside of the Oscar slap? What did he do to deserve this? Now, some people were saying that Jada's fed up with him, you know, living an alternative lifestyle. She want a real man, but you decided to marry him and you decided to be with him and you didn't file for divorce. So that's on you, Jada. You know what I'm saying? Be that as it may, that's somebody that you married. Y'all got to understand it, whatever the case may be. But even if he is living an alternative lifestyle, he don't deserve this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know of Will Smith to be, I haven't heard nobody talk bad about him in Hollywood. You know, people love Will Smith. Will Smith is a likable, lovable dude. So I'm just looking at it from a perspective of like, what's really going on? Did he piss somebody off in the higher ups? Besides, you know, the Oscar slap was one thing, but before that, his own wife. Can you imagine looking up every other week and your wife is well, every other month and your wife is putting dirt on your name? You know what I'm saying? That August Alsina thing, that messed up the brand. Will Smith's brand is damaged. And it can't be repaired at this point. It'd be different if this happened early on in his career, but this man isn't. And let's not forget, he lost his action Hollywood star roles to The Rock. The Rock came over and took all that over, and Will Smith hadn't been able to bounce back since. The only successful films he's had really has been the Richard thing, which he did phenomenal in. And on the action side has been the Bad Boys thing. You know what I'm saying? But he's a little bit older than The Rock, but he had that thing snatched away from him from The Rock. The Rock came up and just took over. But man, I really feel bad, man. I really feel bad for Will Smith and everything he's been enduring. And you know, you put yourself in the situation. It's like, what could he have done? Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think that Will Smith pissed somebody off? Did he piss those white folks off? You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to the thing of what Eddie Griffin said. No black man in Hollywood, no black male superstar walks out squeaky clean. It didn't happen to Bill Cosby. numerous ones. Now, the only one I haven't heard nothing about is like Denzel, but it goes with the whole thing. You got to embarrass yourself. You got to throw on a dress. But see, Will Smith, the whole gay allegations are going out there, but to do what you need to do to get bigger roles, he did that. I don't know what he did behind the scenes, but look at what he did. He played in 6 Degrees of Separation. That was, a lot of people feel like, his stamp of approval to, with the powers that be, what I'm saying, to further elevate his career. Because after he did that, that's when he started getting those bigger roles, Bad Boys and Independence Day, all that. Had he not done that movie, many believe he wouldn't get those big roles. So what's really going on? What's really going on with Will Smith? And do you believe, for everybody in the comments, do you believe? Now, Derek already said no. What you say, go 816. Let me see. You said maybe he was sleeping with Jada too. Maybe you said sounds like a smear campaign. That's what I'm saying. This whole thing sounds like a smear campaign. Laker for life. You said if it was true, it's Will Smith. He more than enough money to easily pay off. Cool. Yeah. Right. Was the dude not getting paid good enough? Bilal, his assistant? Because I think that's corny. I really think that that's corny, man. Somebody that you worked with. And I think that Will Smith, didn't Bilal put out a book or something and Will Smith got him exposure or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody that you're close to. Why would you, if it is true, spill the beans like that? Because that's going to mess up his reputation. Now, even if Will Smith is homosexual, let him come out and say it if he is that. You know what I'm saying? That's his business. First of all, I don't care what sexuality you are. That's none of my business. But let him come out and do that. Let him come out and say that. Like, this smear campaign has just been off the chain, and it's one of our greats. And we have to protect them. That's why this episode isn't talking about, see, all the jokes and stuff, we could have said that years ago when he did the whole 6 Degrees of Separation thing. And we've been hearing about Duane Martin and his relationship and all this stuff. Now, this whole murdering him on the couch, we ain't hear about all that. But, that was graphic to hear. But I'm not going to be on the bandwagon of scrutinizing Will Smith and a part of the smear campaign. Because from my observation, the dude has done great philanthropy work. The dude has been in great movies. You haven't heard nobody talk trash about Will Smith. The only time you've been hearing about this is A, from his wife, and B, what he did at the Oscars. And that could happen to anybody. You might just be pissed off. You're dealing with a whole bunch of inner demons, a lot of pain. I read his book and he dealt with a lot of pain. He dealt with a lot of pain and stuff like that. So you get to the point where you just go up and slap somebody. You know what I'm saying? But this could be the payback from the Oscars. I don't know. He made a lot of white folks uncomfortable. But man, protect Will Smith at all costs. I'm not, like I said, I don't know if he is or if he's not, but guess what? That's none of my business. And if this isn't true, Tasha K, lawyer up. You already in the hole with Cardi. How much does she owe Cardi? Like, is it $300K or is it $1 million? I don't forgot. And Cardi's trying to be lenient, but see me, I wouldn't even have nobody on my show to do no shit like that. Like, but that's my platform. My platform, Resview. I've interviewed numerous artists on here, a lot of OGs, a lot of legends. And, of course, you want to dig in and know something that everybody else may not know, but I don't want no graphic details like that. And I ain't gonna lie, just the way he was describing it just seemed cap. You know what I'm saying? So you just stood there. Well, he does seem a little moist, but I'm like, you just stood there and watched. You just had the key to Dwayne's room and you just walk in and you see Dwayne and Will getting it on. And you just stood there, just didn't do nothing. Like, did you walk out? Like, what? Like, but we have yet to see the whole interview. The interview, I think, is dropping tomorrow, or is it dropping tonight? I don't know. But they sure are going to have our eyes, but this smear campaign, I'm not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it. And I'm going to watch the interview just to see if they further the cap, but I don't know. I really don't know. But all I can say is it's none of my business. It's none of our business. And Will Smith is a legend, man. He is a legend. He's helped a lot of people, and he was pivotal to hip hop, pivotal to the culture. Will Smith, so put some respect on Will Smith's name. And I don't know if it's true or not, but even if it is, man, let that man live. Let that man live. But y'all know who I'm not gonna let live? And Derek, I'm glad that you up in here. Andre 3000. Come on. Come on, Andre. Come in front of the congregation. We need to have a talk. Andre 3000, after 17 years, almost 20 years of no material, no solo album, because I mean, you can count the Speaker Box, the Love Below album. So after 17 years, Andre 3000 is releasing the album. But oh, ladies and gentlemen, not the album that you think. The album is called New Blue Sun, his daring new solo album. And you see this picture right here. What is he holding up? He's holding up a flute. He is holding up a flute. And this will be a flute album. It's releasing new music announced today. It's set to be released Friday, November 17th. A stunning 87-minute mind bender, minimalist, experimental tribal. Let me see. Okay, here's this part right here. No bars, no beats, no sub bass. Andre doesn't sing on this joint either. What he does do is play flute, and plenty of it. Contrabass, Mayan flutes, bamboo flutes, along with other digital wine instruments. Andre 3000. A damn flute album? A flute album. You make us wait 17 years, almost 20 years for a damn flute album. Andre 3000, no sir. Thumbs down, Andre 3000. Now, some of y'all are supportive of it. I've seen some people like, I'm going to listen. You Negroes ain't about to listen to no flute album. If you are listening to it, you listening to it just to be hip and cool, trying to be different. Some of y'all ain't even touched the flute before. Ain't even seen one. You mean to tell me you're looking forward to an album of no singing from Andre, no rapping from Andre, no bars, no nothing, but just him playing the damn flute? If you're saying that you are, unless you are really playing, like you were in the band, because I know, Derek, you were playing in the band, but if you were really playing in the band, I could kind of see it, but cut the cap, man. There's no excuse for you not to have no rap album. I don't care. I'm not one of them people who gonna be like, well, maybe it will be good. No, I don't want to hear no instrumental album from no damn Andre 3000. Especially if it ain't no sub, no bass, it ain't hip hop. He is a rapper. I know he is a musician, and I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking Andre for trying something different, but damn it, give us a hip hop solo album we've been waiting for first. Give that to us first. Then you make an experimental flute album. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. I don't give a damn if you were playing around with some bamboo sticks. But right now, hip hop is on a decline. Hip hop needs to be saved, and you want to play. They over here talking about my booty hole is brown, and you want to put out a flute album. You got rappers over here like Sexy Red twerking on stage, pregnant with her big ass feet out here. We need real authentic hip hop, and you over here dropping a flute album. This was you're right. This was a big ass slap in the face. This feels like Andre 3000 really trolled us, because he knows what we want. And rumors were flying around earlier because Killer Mike said that he had an album coming out. But we didn't know he was talking about this. A damn flute album? Really? Really, Andre 3000? After this, I don't want to hear no more GOAT talk. I don't want to hear him in nobody's top 5, top 10, whatever. No. The man has not put out no solo album. I don't count the Love Below. That was an Outkast album. Yeah, I know that it was on his side of the double album, but no, we need a hip hop album. And another thing, if you don't put Big Boy on your top 10 and top 5, I don't want to hear it no more, because Big Boy is the rapper you think Andre 3000 is. I'm going to say it right here. The amount of respect that y'all give Andre 3000, you should give that to Big Boy. Big Boy is the one who consistently puts out stuff that we want. We want rap albums. Now, I know you may not listen to it as fast as you would listen to an Andre 3000 album. I know Andre 3000 is your favorite, but damn it, we want a hip-hop album from Andre 3000. We as fans deserve it. Now, we've been quiet. We've been quiet, letting him go ahead and play his flute. Outkast hadn't been on tour. He don't care about the money. He's let us know that for sure. But don't play around with us, Andre. You ain't got to do that. I know he don't want to rap no more. He's been saying he don't want to rap no more. But damn it, we're the fans. In the customer always right. We deserve that at least once. So my thing is, don't put out nothing. Make us. And listen, he's an artist. To play devil's advocate, he's an artist. He can do what he want to do. He ain't got to listen to me. But goddamn it, no, I want a solo album from Andre 3000. This just feels like a slap in the face to the hip hop community. Now, I know some of y'all are very, very hardcore Andre 3000 fans, and you're gonna listen to Be Different. You're going to listen to Be Different, but you know damn well you only going to play it probably just that one time to find something to like about it. You don't want to hear no damn flute album from Andre 3000. How many of you Negroes actually listen to albums with the flute playing? Instrumental albums describing everything that I just described. How many of y'all just listen to straight up albums with the flute? No hip hop, no nothing, just that. How many of y'all do that? I didn't think so. I don't think so, but Andre 3000 is good. Y'all GOAT, y'all's rap guy. You're right, yeah. Go 816. You say he should do some poetry. Yeah, give us something. Listen, I would have been okay if he gave us like a alternative rock album or something, him singing or something like that. Because Hey Ya is what Outkast, one of Outkast's biggest hits. That's his song, but Hey Ya is big. He wasn't rapping on there, he was singing. I wouldn't mind an album like that. But you are going to give us an album of you playing the flute. What kind of shit is that? Unacceptable, sir. Unacceptable. Andre, take your ass back to that studio. Throw that flute away and give us a damn rap album. We deserve that in the hip hop community. We ain't looking for it to go platinum and all this other stuff. I know it's a lot of pressure and stuff, but you owe it to us to release that damn album, especially after the verse that you spit on that Killer Mike album. Like you damn near nominated for, well, no, you're on a Grammy nominated hip hop album, and you want to give us a flute album. So I don't know who, shout out to y'all core fans are gonna do it. I'm not gonna be tuned. I don't want to hear that shit. I understand you could be an artist, you could be creative and all that. Hell nah, man. I don't want to hear it. So thumbs down to Andre 3000. It had to be said. I'm sorry. No. All right, so by the way, man, my new EP Rewind is available on all streaming platforms, man. Y'all got to check that out. Rewind, J-Red Rewind. Let me go ahead and share the cover for everybody who's tuning in right now. If you have heard it, hit that fire emoji and let me know what your favorite track is, by the way. Go 816. I know that you heard it. But yeah, J-Red Rewind is available on all streaming platforms. Make sure that you cop it. You can cop it on iTunes, Amazon, whatever. But streaming, I need to get those streams up. I got a new video dropping, viral video dropping a couple of days from now. So make sure that you check it out, J-Red Rewind. Like I said, if you have heard it, hit that fire emoji for me and let me know what your favorite song is. But it's available on all streaming platforms. All right. So let me go to the next topic I want to talk about. Now, this was heavy on me right here. Jim Jones' response to D1. All right, let me see if I can find this. Okay, so let me get y'all up to speed. So Jim Jones, right? D1, I guess you can call him a Christian rapper, we talked about this last on my show last week. And, he basically said that, if you're over a certain age, like Rick Ross and Jim Jones, you shouldn't be glorifying murder and drug dealing and rap and all this. Now, you can agree with them or disagree with them. Rick Ross chose to troll him, which was funny. Meek Mill, he talked about Meek Mill too, and he said that Meek Mill was basically like, hey, I've been doing this. Like, this is what I do. I can be the face of prison reform. Basically, I can do two things at the same time. But Jim Jones gave a very childish response. And him being a street rapper, right? And at this point, he's an OG. He's almost 50 years old and gave a response. I'm going to play you the response or some of it because he was on Sway in the morning. And when I say this man acted like super emotional in his feelings, This is fair use, but listen to this one.
I say this.
He look like he sell chew sticks on 2/5 by the 4th train.
Come on, let's not.
All right, so he talking shit about D1, but
let's not do that. Come on, Jim. No, but listen, what I'm saying is, I'm glad you addressed
bro. He's not, bro. Let's not even talk about him. I don't even know him.
Let's move on.
I don't really care about him. He's a figment of my imagination. Like he's really nothing. I only mentioned that because he mentioned my name for fame, and you don't know nothing about me, or do you know my story? And we don't know nothing about you, young man. So for you to try to get in the game that way is wild. You heard?
Well, let me say this.
People reprimanded for less. I promise you.
Yeah,
niggas will wrinkle your shirt for way less than that.
Yeah. I will say he's been putting in work for years.
Yeah.
And he's been all over the country. He talks to kids.
I'm trying to see let me see, because he was threatening him, low-key threatening him and stuff. Let me see if I can find
have a conversation, and afterwards you have a conversation. You can tell people about the conversation we had and where it went. You heard? But I don't think he went about it the right way, especially not talking about like people like Rick Ross and Meek Mills and the platforms that they have that they've been helping people with. Like I watched Meek Mill go through so much shit in this industry, is including going back and forth to jail numerous amounts of times because whatever was going on with was in Philly and things like that. And on top of that, he came back out on top like a champion and started to do things for others that can't afford to help themselves in these type of situations. How could you ever talk bad about people that's doing these type of things? If you want to have
all right, now he said talking bad. D1 wasn't talking bad about them. He just said that, if you're over a certain age, you need to change your content, stop talking about and glorifying murder and drug dealing and rap. But let's keep playing.
Have a conversation with them. Have a conversation with them. You talking about Rick Ross. Rick Ross has helped so many people and put so many people on how to become a businessman, how to become a business owner. Like I watch him share that wealth. I watch him share that game. Like I admire the way he hustles. I see where he goes. That boy don't let no money slide. Like these are people you should look at and you could see by the example that we've been setting. Okay, yeah, our music is rough. Yeah, we grew up in rough places. So when we talk about these rough places, we talking about things that we went through, so you don't have to go through it. You heard? A simple person can understand that. We're not glorifying what we're talking about. These are things that we really went through, and it.
Okay, we're not glorifying what we're talking about. These are stuff we really went through. Do you believe that Rick Ross went through everything he went through? Let me keep going.
His music. So in a bit of music, you do get. Yeah, you get what you get, you heard? But we're still in the entertainment business. And if you listen to any of my music is heavy on the spiritual side from the moment I made an album on my way to church.
Yeah. He's not talking about that though, Jimmy.
If you know anything about me, and I've been battling with my demons and my sins from the moment I've been born. So how dare you talk about another person that's really trying to help people out here and help themselves at the same time? And you don't know my story, nor do you know what the message that I'm preaching out here. So you dig, and I don't even want. I'm mad I even gave this any floor because now he's gonna have a chance to go back and forth because I don't really care. You heard? But miss me with the bullshit. You heard? When you see me, keep your hand down. You heard? Where you from? New Orleans? Don't play with me like that. People from New Orleans already called me. You heard? You preacher, get out of here.
I'm told.
All right, so this is the part where he was, trying to low-key threaten him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and said that, you can't keep talking to me like that. I got cousins and stuff. See, this was a very childish response that Jimmy gave D1. D1, all he said was, you shouldn't glorify this type of behavior in music. Now, all you got to say as a grown man is, look, if you don't like it, don't listen to it. But you went into a whole rant talking about you made an album called On My Way to Church, and you're talking about you're not glorifying it. This is something you really live. Well, Jimmy, you haven't been on the streets like that, and this is all love because I love Jim Jones as an artist, right? I love Dipset, but Jim Jones hadn't been on the streets since when? Early 20s, teenagers. You know what I'm saying? So, and that was what, he's almost 50 now, so that was like 25 years ago. 25 plus years ago, 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's corny as hell for him to be that age over here threatening somebody. Threatening a Christian rapper. You know what I'm saying? Now you can feel like he was trying to use your name for clout, whatever. You're entitled to feel the way you want to feel. But I find it very strange that you get emotional in a response to that, and you're not even your comprehension skills are terrible because he wasn't shitting on you. He was just basically saying that you need to switch up, or you should switch up your content. Now, to play devil's advocate, again, like we said last week, Jim Jones and Rick Ross and Meek Mill, kids are not, that's not their demographic anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids are listening to, unfortunately, the Sexy Reds and the Glorrillas, you know what I'm saying? Like the younger people. The demographic of Jim Jones and Rick Ross are probably like 30 and up, to be honest. Like, I don't think it's any 25-year-olds out here listening to Rick Ross and Jim Jones. But anyway, you know, that type of response makes you look at the mentality of a lot of these street rappers, and you look at them sideways like, is this what y'all really on? Like, you can't even use your listening skills to understand what somebody actually said. And for you to be like over here threatening somebody over a critique, you know what I'm saying? Like Jim Jones act like he wants to beef with the dude with D1. So I found that, you know, very childish to, you know, coming from Jim Jones. And like I said, I'm a Jim Jones fan. I still like his music, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I just found that kind of odd. And I really wasn't feeling that. Like, so Jim Jones, you got to do better, man. And this is coming from somebody who's grew up to your music. I bought On My Way to Church. I was listening to Jim Jones when my homeboys back then wasn't listening to him. I remember I bought that. They said he was the weakest link in Dipset, all that, but then he blew up. You know what I'm saying? So this is all from love, coming out of love. But that was childish. That was a very childish response. But anyway, let me move on, man. So speaking of Rick Ross, did y'all get a chance to hear Rick Ross and Meek Mill's new album? It's called Too Good to Be True, right? Ain't that what it's called? I went through and heard, I was skimming through the album. I didn't give it a full listen, but from what I heard, that sounds like they recorded in 2012. It sounds like they recorded in 2012, man. Like, Rick Ross, and I'll say this, Rick Ross has been rapping with the same flow for like the last 10 years. But see, nobody has been pointing it out. Now, his subject matter may not be the same, but the same flow. Now, he's put out some decent projects in the last 10 years. But if you listen to his flow, it's very redundant. And on this show, we've talked about Nicki Minaj not changing up her flow and her still sounding the same. But Rick Ross, if you listen to Rick Ross, I can hear the beat and already know how he's about to rap on it. Used to ride Mercedes, now we riding jets. You know what I'm saying? Am I tripping? Yeah, but I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't feeling it, and I'm not gonna call it trash, but they said like the beats, the production sounded like it was Maybach music in 2012. It just sounded like it was dated. And they, you know, Meek Mill was, you know, rapping like the same. It just felt like I was listening to a 2012 Maybach music compilation album or something like that, you know. And I think that overall people want something different. Like, you're supposed to grow as an artist, and that don't sound like it. It sounded very dated. It was so like I couldn't get into it. Now, I did like a couple of songs on there. I did like the song where they sampled a Dr. Dre track, I think with Tiana Taylor and somebody else on there. Let me look up that track real quick while it's on my mind. Hold on. Above the Law. I forgot. It sampled something for the Chronic or Doggy Style. I forgot, but that track was pretty cool. But, you know, Rick Ross is rapping the same. And we need to point that out. Somebody needs to tell him he needs to switch it up, because I'm tired of listening to it. It's like I heard a couple of songs and I was just like, really? Y'all really giving us this? Y'all really giving us something that sounds like something came out that long ago, 2012? So yeah, I couldn't get jiggy with it. Oh yeah, Meek's voice sounded terrible. It was one song Meek sounded like he was going through puberty or something. That's how bad it was. Oh my God. Like, his voice was really straining. I was like, did he put auto tune on it or something? But no, I wasn't feeling that. I really wasn't feeling. But like I said, it wasn't. It's not trash. It's not trash, but it's not good either. It's just bland. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a fan of Rick Ross and you're a fan of Maybach music and all the other stuff, you may like it, but it just didn't feel like anything. Now, Meek Mill, now it's on pace to do some low record sales, and Meek Mill was pretty upset about it. Let me read you what Meek Mill said. Let me pull this up. So it's on pace to sell like 35,000 records the first week, which is relatively low for Meek Mill and Rick Ross together. So he says, it says me and Ross are on pace to sell 35K first week. I would post it if it said 350K, but he's posting this. Okay. He said, I'm too nice and rich to be rapping in a controlled music environment. That's why we dropping music on Fridays. It doesn't make sense. Now we all own our music. We getting the tech built to put people on our own musical subscriptions, and we're going to let direct to consumer see if rap doing well. So I'm guessing he's saying, and this was my comment right here. This is, it said, I'm lost on what he's saying. Is he saying that the reason he's having a low first week is because the music is controlled now? And some people were agreeing with me saying they didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I don't really know what he was talking about right here. Right. I guess he's saying we're independent now and we're getting all this. Let me see what else he said. The streets love this album too. I'm used every drop of my talent. Now on 100% of my music now. It was top tier rap for the hustlers and winners. And it's fully owned by them by Gamma, you know. But anyway, to me, that just was Meek Mill justifying and coming up with excuses as to why, you know, he is selling 35K. Oh, he's independent now. Now, Rick Ross and Meek Mill, whether they're independent or on a major, they should do more than 35K the first week. Like, come on now. They promoted it. They threw out that Kobe and Shaq single. They've been going on interviews, press runs and stuff, but, you know, maybe people are not really, you know, tuned into the music like that, like they would want them to. He talking about the streets love it. Yeah, I guess I don't. Like, they need to switch that shit up, man. Like, I was very disappointed in what I heard. Now, on paper, you hear Meek Mill and Rick Ross, okay, cool, but it just sounded like something they threw together, or you know what? It sounded like it was some old tracks that they had that they didn't finish, and they said, you know what? Let's put it together on a joint project and put it out. So I definitely wasn't impressed with that project. It did sound like it came from 2012. So yeah, y'all let me know what you think about it, man. If I had to rate it, and I'm not gonna rate it because I didn't listen to everything, but the things that the songs I did listen to, it was like, it was very blah. This album won't be talked about next month, really next week, to be honest. It was no song on there. Like I said, some of the songs were cool, but it wasn't anything that made me be like, man, I'm gonna be blasting this for a minute. So maybe I'll try to revisit that. But let me bring this up, man. This is something very interesting that Dr. Umar Johnson actually brought this up. This was so he appeared on The Art of Dialogue, and The Art of Dialogue is basically another kind of wannabe Vlad TV, but I do like some of the interviews. Most of the interviews are about Tupac. He got Tupac's prom date on there. I'm like, come on, Art, God, dog. So Dr. Umar appeared on there, and let me see. I had it up here. Okay, here it is. So Dr. Umar appeared on The Art of Dialogue, and I'm asking the question, did he save hip hop after Pac and Biggie died? Listen to what Dr. Umar had to say about this. This was very interesting. Fair use, by the way.
Puffy Combs literally saved hip hop because at the time, Pac just was murdered, Biggie just was murdered. Hip hop was getting a bad rap in the media. People were saying, do we need to shut it down? Is this nothing but death music? And I saw Puff use his wisdom to kind of pull hip hop from where it was branded as murder music to a more hip hop, which a lot of artists didn't appreciate. He took it from hip hop to hip hop, but
you remember that hip hop he's talking about. You remember that whole shiny suit era? Yep.
Turning it to the pop. it gave it a new image and allowed hip hop to resurface, and he saved it. Puffy Combs will go down in history as helping to save the image of hip hop after the murder of Big and Pac. So now, when I'm hearing all these comments,
Okay, so boom, that's what he had to say about that. What y'all think about that? Now to give context to it, you think about it. Pac died in 96, Biggie died in 97. Who was bigger? Who was the superstar that took over completely after Biggie died? Puff Daddy at the time took over. Now, of course, this was until DMX came out, right? In 98. But if you look at it, like Puff Daddy, now Mace was with him too. Bad Boy was, the Locks and everybody was with him too. But Puff Daddy sold millions of records, and he ushered in that shiny suit era. So when he's talking about the image of rap, you got to think. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why they said that when DMX came in, it was the shiny suit era, and DMX brought it back to the streets. But does Umar have a point? Did Diddy save that image of hip hop? Because, at that time, it was a bad rep for rap, because it looked like it was murder going around. The two biggest stars of rap had just got killed right after each other. So the image of hip hop, a lot of people didn't want to touch it back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still had some of the gangster rap that was out, but at that time, Diddy came out and, he put out the Every Breath I Take, Every Move You Make song with Faith Evans and 112. And he was a mega seller, and it became more pop. That's why, again, DMX came in and took that back to the streets, because everything had kind of got pop, And I remember LL Cool J put out Something Like a Phenomenon, and you had different people that were leaning towards that route. So does Umar have a point? Did Diddy save it? Now, of course, also Master P was on the rise, but Master P, the year that No Limit had their quote unquote takeover, was also 98, and Master P brought a gangster image, but it was also more of a hustler's image. You know what I'm saying? No Limit wasn't necessarily a gangster rap label, but they were a hard hitting label. So Dr. Umar may have a point about that. Is he wrong? Because who was the biggest superstar at that time? Diddy was doing it big at that time. That No Way Out album with what was that song? I was about to say Mind on My Money. I don't know what. More Money, More Problems. More Money, More Problems. That blew up. The song Victory was up there. Mace was hot too, because Mace had put out Feels So Good. Was that 97 or 98? I forgot which year that was, but Diddy was up there, man. So did he save face? Like, did he make hip hop feel more safe during that time? Did he save the image of hip hop? So you said, I think it's some truth to it. I just made think the music industry changed. Yep. 2000 was a lot of having fun versus being hard. Yeah, but at that time, DMX came and shifted the game back up to where, more hard hitting stuff could come, so, but Puff Daddy did change it up. I think it's validity to that. Like, I don't think that Umar was wrong, because you got to always look. See, you determine where the culture is by whoever is at the top. Kanye was running the game at one point. Drake, of course, ran the game for a long period of time. But the image of rap, Diddy did come with a whole different image at that time, the shiny suit era, so that's true. And then the Hot Boys, with the whole plain tees and the jewelry, that's before the jewelry thing took over. But at that time, I think Dr. Umar has a point. So y'all let me know, for the future people who are looking in these comments, do you agree with Dr. Umar that Diddy did change it up? Because I think he has a valid point with that. I think he has a valid point. So let's move on. I want to talk about your boy Joe Smith. Joe Smith, now, on my last, did I talk about this on my last episode, or maybe in the time before that? So Joe Smith is the former NBA player, and that video of his wife, the whole going viral thing with the OnlyFans. I looked on, this is a couple of days ago. I was going through, because I watch Vlad TV sometime, and I saw his name pop up. I was like, is that the same Joe Smith with the wife OnlyFans thing? And I'll be damned, Joe Smith was on Vlad TV. Now, y'all remember when I talked about how cap that whole act was of him going viral with his wife about the whole OnlyFans? This further proves my point. This man appeared on Vlad TV talking about it. And Vlad is like, yeah, man, I'm sorry to hear about that, man. I'm sorry to hear about, you going through it with your wife and all that. I told y'all this was all cap and this was an audition for a reality show. Why is this man appearing on Vlad TV, further promoting it, talking about him and his wife's issues on one of the biggest platforms out there, especially on the internet? Vlad TV, I told you this was cap. Man, I read between the lines with that. I mean, it wasn't even, it was obvious, but him appearing on Vlad TV, this is further to promote his wife's OnlyFans. Even Vlad asked him about the whole Cameron thing because I didn't know she did an interview on Cameron. She did an interview on Cameron. See, they knew what they could do. I'm quite sure by this time his money didn't dry up. She probably already had that OnlyFans or made it and said, "Baby, let's do this. Let's blow my OnlyFans up to get this money, and also this could help us get more exposure, and we could probably get our own reality show." They could have auditioned for Basketball Wives or something like that, and it didn't work, but this was the best way to do it. So I told y'all. So they came up with this plan. Now they're both appearing on different platforms talking about it. They are milking this shit, and it shows you how naive and how people, even if they think it's fake, they want it to be true. I told y'all that, man, this was cap. You could see right through it, bro. You could see it. You could see it for real. But yeah, when I saw that he appeared on Vlad, I said, look at this motherfucker. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This dude got on Vlad and over here talking about it, man. Like think about this. Y'all put yourselves in his shoes, fellas. Figuratively speaking, let's say if that was true, you found out your wife, had an OnlyFans without you knowing, and it blew up on the internet. Would you want to go do interviews talking about it? And somebody asking you how you feel about Cameron flirting with your wife on his platform and stuff? Would you really do that? This is all something to make money. And it's bad that they had to stoop to this, but on the other side of the spectrum, I can't blame them because it worked. It sure did work because they're appearing and they're getting this they're getting this publicity. So hopefully they can milk this and get some more money out of it. People flock to her OnlyFans and they get a reality show. Hopefully that works. I don't know. But I told y'all, I knew I wasn't tripping. Let me go back to this. What you say? You said you believe Diddy and Master P changed hip hop. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely they did. Master P changed it in a way to where it made it more about making money than the music. And then Diddy changed up the image of it for sure. Shout out to Derek, man. All right, so something very interesting too. X to the Z exhibit. You remember how he used to say it? So he appeared on a podcast. I'm not sure which one it was, but I'll play the clip in a second. But he basically said that hip hop has lost its staying power. He said he's sick of the rap music that's out right now. Just like a lot of other people are. So it feels like I talk about this every week. Hip hop ain't where it used to be, but he said some things that were interesting. So let me pull that up. Okay, here it is. So it says Exhibit admits he's sick of hip hop and believes it has lost its staying power. So listen to this.
I think the education system has failed us. You know what I'm saying? Like comprehension is everything. And once people started communicating with emojis and farts and you know what I'm saying, and beeps and in 30-second intervals, 2-10 sentence, like you're basically dumbing yourself down to communicate with this new language that doesn't give you much room for comprehension or expansion, so yeah, I think that I can't criticize the new rappers because you have to get to a person who's going to listen to 30 seconds of what you have to say and try to put a whole album into that is impossible. So, you know, you look at the way the albums are put together, I think the education system is.
So let me go to this one.
Albums are put together. There's 3 or 4 songs, 5 songs that you want to listen to when there may be 10 songs, 12 songs. You don't get to open it, the CD or the record. You don't get to read the producers. There's no emotional investment in the music. Like,
I agree with that. Back in the days, even now, because I'm a vinyl collector, I have to have something to touch in order to feel one with the record. If you just stream it, you don't feel it as much as you used to. Like reading the linear notes, like reading the notes, the credits, all that stuff. You feel like you become one with the music. So I agree with that.
When we were putting music out, you had the CD cover, the album cover, cassette. You get to open it. You get to see who produced it.
It's
you
like
get
a
to
ceremony.
Read the lyrics.
Yeah.
You know, you're not guessing. You're not. You know. You know, a lot of the things that made us have 10, 15, 20, 30-year long careers doesn't exist anymore. So imagine what it's going to be like 10 years from now when they try to do. They're going to be like, you know how at the end of the albums are put together, there's 3 or 4. You know how at the end of the award shows they show all the people that died that year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, the memorial.
Like people are going to be like, who is, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have
getting there. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, who's going to go? Who do you?
It's already like that now, to be honest.
Remember that? Like,
I'm there with all the presenters
that
now, so I don't
right.
even. Yeah, I don't even know.
Right. It's going to be very difficult to be able to say, okay, now I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or not, but hip hop, it doesn't have the staying power that it used to have.
Now I agree with those sentiments exactly. I agree with that, man. The staying power. Listen to what he said. The staying power. These rappers are here today, gone tomorrow. And see it, you know, if it's like 1 or 2 or so, you know, that happens. Now, keep in mind, one-hit wonders have always been around, but even the one-hit wonders of back in the 90s still get together and tour, a part of the I Love the 90s tour and all this other stuff. I just saw Yo-Yo perform a couple of weeks ago, right? And Lady of Rage, I just saw her perform a couple of weeks ago. One-hit wonders. You know, no disrespect, but it is what it is. But with what he was saying with the staying power, now it feels like you got a bunch of, even if they got more than one hit, you get a bunch of these artists that are, you can look at them and tell they won't be here next year. It used to be a point to where, or really in a few months, but it used to be a point you'd be like, okay, I can see them last for a couple of years. You know, they may not, their career, they could probably push out 2 albums, you know, so maybe 3 or something like that. But now you don't even look forward to the album. You look forward to their shenanigans. And if you got everybody trying to do that and nobody's trying to be different, hip hop altogether loses its staying power. It's on. I said this the other day. I think yesterday I said this. Hip hop and Marvel are on the same level. Hip hop and the Marvel Cinematic Universe are on the same level. Marvel has been dropping nothing but duds lately. You know, well, I ain't gonna say nothing but they've been dropping a lot of duds, and it's not interesting. Marvel is not interesting right now. Hip hop is not interesting right now. It's been on the decline. So much to where I've been hearing some good reviews about this Marvel's movie that came out, but people are not even invested in it because of the stuff they've been putting out. It's like, why should I even? Y'all haven't given me anything to look forward to. I'm not trying to go see a good movie. You gave me this on a silver platter of what's to come. You know what I'm saying? It's like they gave us a buffet with a whole bunch of food, and you're looking forward to what's the next meal. What's the next meal? But now, no direction. You don't really know what you're getting excited for. So even if I have a nice dish, I may not even really want to eat that because it ain't nothing else that's coming after that. Ain't no dessert. So hip hop and Marvel, in my opinion, are in the same place. It's been on a constant decline for sure. What you say, he's 100% right. Yes, not. They just want that one hit. See, it ain't even about the one hit, man. These rappers want clout because the clout could help you make money. It's a lot of them treated like, okay, see, Master P, it felt like when he was doing it, he was really trying to make some millions of dollars off of the music. Now it feels like, okay, if I can squeeze out a hit, that could get me some other stuff. And I just want this quick money real quick. It ain't even longevity. You can't tell me Sexy Red is thinking long term. This looked like she's just trying to come up, you know, squeeze out some music real quick, not trying to make no art. and get some money and dip out because she knows that she ain't gonna be here. That's why she's thriving off of the shenanigans more so than the music. Now, of course, she got the Ski song, but other than that, like, come on, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of these rappers, a lot of these TikTok rappers, they're coming out making microwavable music. We thought it was bad back then, but it's really bad now. So bad to where Lil Yachty even called it out. Lil Yachty said that hip hop is in a bad place. Now that's the pot calling the kettle black, because when Lil Yachty came out, everybody was dissing him. So if Lil Yachty is coming out and saying hip hop is in a bad place, oh, you know we messed up. You know, and Lil Yachty, to give him credit, he has been spitting lately. I heard that song he had with J. Cole. He was sounding all right. I mean, the bars he was spitting was cool, or his cadence. I don't like his voice, but that's the pot calling the kettle black. Because now, since he want to get some lyricism, you know, a little bit, since he's rapping with J. Cole now, he's saying hip hop is in a bad place. It's been in a bad place, but I think that it's worse now because everybody is trying to do the same thing, but it's not even. See, it used to be a point where everybody's trying to make the same type of music because that's going to give me play. Now it's in addition to that, everybody wants to chase the same type of clout. So when you got clout chasing mixed with the music put together, you get a Sexy Red, you get a Suki Hana. So now you're trying to put all, and you know, part of me doesn't blame them because it ain't a lot of money in music and streams. So they're like, okay, what else could I do? Maybe I can. That's basically auditioning for a reality show that could have staying power. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's no substance. It's no creativity. Hip hop doesn't have creativity. And look at Drake. Drake is the biggest artist in hip hop. I ain't gonna say the hottest, but the biggest one. He dropped For All the Dogs and received nothing but mediocre reviews. People were calling it trash. So, and that's the album that people were waiting for. So if your top rapper is giving lazy, uninspired, nonsensical music, then what does that say about? And I knew that was going to say something about the rest of the game. What does that say about the rest of the game? Your top rapper is supposed to be a trendsetter. But if he's not doing that and he's making typical music that's just trying to cater to an audience that ain't even interested in him, the young audience, what does that say about where we are in rap right now? And it's scary, man. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, hip hop, I don't see it being the number one genre anymore. It's not right now. It technically is right now, but then it's not. A lot of these rappers sound uninspired, and they've been putting out stuff all year that really just haven't been creative. You know what I'm saying? Like that Meek Mill and Rick Ross album ain't creative. Drake's album wasn't creative. You know, who else put out something this year? Lil Uzi Vert, I mean, that's alternative rap in my opinion, but people haven't been putting out nothing that's really been creative. Now, me, shameless plug, I put out Rewind, so check that out. If you know, because a lot of people, and my homeboy Eddie, shout out to Eddie, man. Eddie said this, Edward Law said this on Facebook the other day. He told me, man, keep rapping because a lot of people ain't putting out good music anymore. And you got artists like me putting out some good music, you know, be that as like if you agree with it, you agree with it, but if not, I feel confident in my music. But I'm putting out that music, but it can get overlooked because it's in an oversaturated market. I do it because I love to do it, and I know other people would love it. You know what I'm saying? So you got artists like me that are out there making some good music, but we don't have the marketing budget. We don't have the money to pour into these projects, because if I had all the money that I really wanted to pour into my projects, oh, it'll sound like some next level shit, some Kanye shit. It's already next level now. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Shameless plug, but you get what I'm saying. If I had the resources that Drake and J. Cole and all them have, oh man, it'd be on 10. But you know, it says something when the top rappers are putting out stuff that's not creative. You know, so I feel Exhibit and I feel Lil Yachty 100%. Now, Lil Yachty, somebody was saying you're the reason for this, that the same thing that you're complaining about, you do it. So that was, like I said, that's the pot calling the kettle black. So yeah, hip hop is in a real bad space right now, just like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Definitely in a real bad place right now. So, man, One more thing I wanted to cover because I found this kind of funny. Benzino called out Busta Rhymes because of his daughter Coi Leray. Now, Coi Leray, Benzino blasts Busta Rhymes' Coi Leray video. Don't do no video with my daughter half naked. So it says Benzino had smoke for Busta Rhymes after he released the video Luxury Life with Coi Leray. He said the whole Busta Rhymes collaboration, he should have reached out to me. You don't do no video with my daughter half naked. You a grown ass effing man. He should have reached out to me and said something. But it is what it is. She's grown. She can do what she wants. But I wasn't with that. All I can do is have my opinions from afar. Once they reach a certain age, it doesn't matter what I think. Benzino, sit the hell down, bro. Have several seats. Your daughter be out here twerking all on IG, showing her chest, showing her the little bit of body she does have. She shows it. I don't want to hear that. She sexually exploits herself constantly, Benzino. So for her to appear in a Busta Rhymes video, what the hell Busta got to call you for when your daughter has a career of her showing off her body, twerking an ass that ain't even an ass? She does that consistently. If she had she would do OnlyFans if she had a body, but she constantly sexually puts herself out there. So what the hell are you talking about? Really? Like, man, bro, sir, sit down. Sit down. Talking about putting Busta on blast. You need to put yourself on blast. We see that. What's the difference between her twerking on her Instagram than her being in the video half naked with Busta Rhymes? Now, I didn't see the video. I don't know if they're close together or what the case may be. If Busta is his homeboy or a friend or something like that, I could get that. But other than that, like, dude, your daughter be half naked in about all her videos, twerking like crazy. So ain't nobody trying to hear all that. But yeah, that's I meant to put that right there. Benzino calls out Busta Rhymes. That was not cap, but that was just stupid. That was real stupid to me, like calling her out. But anyway, y'all, thank you all for subscribing to the channel. Everybody who has done it. If you haven't, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, do me a favor. If you're watching this, wherever you are, hit that like button. Hit that like button or the dislike button. We need that algorithm to go up. And also make sure that you stream the the Rewind EP. Red Velvet, that's my other EP that I dropped earlier this year. Stream that EP. If you want some good music, because a lot of times people be complaining, ain't no good music out here. Don't nobody be having creativity. Man, you got it on this Rewind EP. 5 songs. If you follow the channel, if you're subscribed to it, I put out 2 videos, or if you follow my social media, I put out 2 videos already. Another one is going to be out Thursday, so be on the lookout for that. But real music is alive, and it is here. And everybody who supports me, who follows me, you can see that. So, man, thank you, everybody, again, for joining me on tonight's broadcast. I got some other stuff to do, but make sure, like I said, that you subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you did like this, hit that fire emoji. Go 816, Derek LaFleur. Shout out to y'all for joining me. Laker for life, thank you for joining me. Everybody else who hasn't been saying anything, thank you for joining me. And everybody who's to come, because a lot of times these episodes, the live broadcast will be on and a little later, and everybody will chime in a little later. So feel free to drop a comment, hit that follow button. You can follow me at JAYR3D on all social media platforms, especially on Instagram and TikTok. But anyway, y'all, this is J Red View, and I'm signing out.